we have the gauntlet for the gold.
Yes.
Jeff,
a Royal Rumble.
A Royal Rumble, 90-second intervals with the clock on the screen. So.
I had my stopwatch, and the first couple entrants, they had the clock on the screen the whole time. And so by about the fourth one, they would put the clock up at the beginning, then they'd take it down.
I see.
And they'd put it up when there's 10 seconds left. And I thought, fuck, maybe they're
it's a worked clock.
Fucking with the time and get this thing over with quicker.
A gimmick clock.
But God damn it, they were sticking to their time cues.
It was really boring.
I was so mad that they were honest.
The Battle Royal portion of this was, in fact, very boring. Jeff Jarrett is number one. And the first portion of this is Jeff Jarrett playing Diesel. Alone in the ring, throwing out every guy who comes in.
He throws out everybody. He throws out Buff Bagwell.
Yes.
He throws out Lash LaRue.
Yes.
He throws out Norman Smiley. I think it's like fucking Brock Lesnar here. Jeff Jarrett. He's the heel.
Yes.
And he's just running through blokes in this Battle Royal to win this NWA title.
So the fifth guy is Apollo, who I don't think he ever did much in the U.S. at least, outside of these early TNA shows. Big old Puerto Rican dude. Kind of like a poor man's Batista. And Tenay, of course, is giving his resume. He's a longtime veteran in the IWA promotion. And Don West is there to say, Mike, I don't know much about IWA. Tell me what that is.
Yeah, that was really good.
It was really good. And of course,
goes, Mike, what's the IWA?
And Tenay's like,
Mike
well, it's
immediately.
one of the two biggest promotions in the Puerto Rican territory. Oh, that's great then. K-Crush is 6, who goes to save Jarrett for some reason. Slash is 7.
Wolfie D.
Who went from white boy rapper to Satan worshiper.
I think he's a vampire.
Okay.
Yeah, this was where he did a DDT, and Don West goes, God damn, that's a cool move. It's a DDT, brother.
I was more impressed he took a giant backdrop from Apollo.
Yeah.
Way up in the air. Number 8, a man I'd completely forgotten everything about.
I hope you wrote it down exactly as he was introduced.
No.
Del Rios from New York City.
No, I did not write that part. Not Alberto Del Rio.
No.
Del Rios.
From New York City.
If Apollo was a poor man's Batista, Del Rios is a homeless man's Scott Steiner.
He was the spellbinder.
Tenay even said that he may look like someone you may recognize.
He even had the Superman logo on his gear. Number 9 is Justice, the future Abyss.
I could not believe my eyes. I'd totally forgotten that he actually wrestled as Justice before he got the Abyss and Joe Park gimmicks.
And boy,
he was actually Joe Park in here.
This is Joe Park in a singlet.
Yeah.
And Abyss is better. Abyss is better.
Yes.
Conan is 10. He looked good.
Great.
Conan actually really, really good.
Well, it was funny because he gets in the ring, and the one thing about Conan, and I think even Conan would admit this, is he did not have the best cardio.
No.
And so he gets in there, and he makes a great fucking, I'd say comeback, but he just got in there. But, when you get into a Royal Rumble, you start with your
He's
comeback.
a house of fire, yeah.
So he runs a while with his big comeback and everything like that, and he goes about a minute, and then, he has someone hit him, and he just lays there. He just laid there for a while. He got tired doing that comeback, but it was a great comeback.
Let's see. Joel Gertner was number 11.
Yes.
Well, that's not exactly true. But he does come out. And yes, I wrote down his entire spiel. I may have gotten some of these details wrong, but the big picture here is correct. I chase anything in a skirt and get right up in that dress. I'll be with 5 girls in Huntsville. I won't settle for less. We'll tear up that hotel room, make the bed sheets a mess. But first I got some business with the Rainbow Express.
Lenny and Bruce.
But he's not done yet. All you girls are thinking about drinking a jug of droid juice. Let me introduce, and all you clowns get your asses ready for the man they call Bruce. So it is Lenny and Bruce, the Rainbow Express. Now, Lenny and Lodi in WCW were doing the West Hollywood Blondes gimmick.
This wasn't Kwee-Wee?
This was Kiwi. This was, in fact, Kwee-Wee.
Okay,
This was Kwee-Wee, yes.
Because I recognized Kwee-Wee playing the part of Bruce, and they said Lodi is out with injury. Bruce is his replacement.
I see.
Yes.
Okay.
So they took the West Hollywood Blondes, made them the Rainbow Express. They're gay. Boo them! So Queeby's in there doing stuff. Rick Steiner is 12.
No, Vinny. Braun Breaker Sr.
Pardon me.
comes out and immediately tosses Wolfie D and Abyss, who takes a crazy bump to the outside.
Yes.
And then out comes a man. Here's what I was going to say about this battle royal earlier. So, one of the reasons this battle royal was shitty was because when you watch the Royal Rumble, especially nowadays, the Royal Rumble used to be about, hey, here comes this big star, these guys are feuding, blah, blah, blah. Now the Royal Rumble is about, let's hear everyone's entrance. What song is going to play next? And, they count down, and then, oh, it's Seth's song, we can sing his fucking song or whatever. Well, Jeremy Borash is the ring announcer. Young Jeremy Borash, he's got this full head of bleached blonde hair. But this poor guy's got to go like, coming in next, it's Malice! And the crowd just goes, who the fuck is Malice? And it was like one name after another where they had to give him a new name because they couldn't use the WCW names. They couldn't use names they used in WWE. If you're watching on TV, they explain who all of these guys are. But if you're in the crowd, it's like, here comes Malice! And a guy comes out. Now, who was Malice? It's the fucking Wall, brother.
It's the Wall, brother.
But he looks nothing like the Wall. Now he's grown his hair out. He's got some tats. He doesn't wear a fucking shirt.
And tie.
And you're just watching this guy going, who in the fuck is this Malice? And I could not believe when I saw the fucking Wall, even in the Battle Royal. I couldn't even believe he was in the Battle Royal. And as we'll get to, I really couldn't believe the end.
We'll get to the end there.
You also missed the part about Rick Steiner tossing the imposter Scott Steiner out of the ring and hitting him with about 2 over-the-head belly-to-bellies before ejecting him. I thought that was a nice touch.
I was just happy that Malice tossed pretty much everybody else in the ring, including Rick Steiner.
Malice pitched everybody.
There were only 3 guys left at that point.
He eliminated Rick Steiner by Steiner charged him, and Malice ducked and pulled down the ropes, and Steiner's flying bump out of the ring was horrifying. That was very, very scary. But yes.
Malice also gently tossed Conan out.
Yes. Well, it's more that he tossed Conan out, and Conan made sure to use everything possible to break his fall. I will roll over the top rope. I will bump on the middle rope. I will bump on the bottom rope. I'll hit the apron and roll to my feet on the floor.
I use the word gingerly.
Yes. Delicately. Scott Hall is 14.
We had a spot during this where Apollo goes up to the top rope like he's going to do something.
Yes.
And then he changes his mind and he just jumps down. And it's one thing to just like let it go, but Ed Ferrara has to go, he went up to the top rope and then he just came down.
Yeah.
Why the fuck did he do that? What's going on here? I'm like, do you have to call attention to it, brother? He just didn't jump.
It's a battle royal. You could see Malice was trying to get in a position to take something, but somebody else would always grab Malice and hit him. And eventually Apollo just gave up. So Scott Hall gives Jeff Jarrett the Razor's Edge, at which point I believe Toby Keith was 15th.
Well, it's funny because Toby Keith and I think there were a couple of other guys. It was like they didn't even bother to mention that they were next. So I'm not sure if Toby Keith was actually an entrant or not.
He was not. So if you count him, there's 21.
Okay.
And he also was not eliminated. He went
I guess
out
that's
to the
true. He was
middle
never
rope.
eliminated, yeah. But he comes out and he gives
just
Jeff
left.
Jarrett a delayed suplex. And in 2002, a country singer doing a wrestling move in a wrestling ring was major, major, major news. And say what you will about Toby Keith, he was a star. It was a big, big deal. It's 2023. We have Logan Paul and Bad Bunny whipping ass out there. Pat McAfee and various other guys. So one vertical suplex will not impress the crowd anymore. But he and Razor get together and throw Jeff out
That
of
was
the
a
ring.
very famous moment, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that moment, I remember that moment vividly when he did that long delayed suplex and then dropped the dude. I mean, that was good stuff.
He was no Jay Leno.
He was better than Jay Leno. That's true. Yeah. So at this point, we are down to Scott Hall, Malice, and Apollo in the ring. With Malice is the only heel, and so the babyface is just like ping-pong him back and forth with chops. Scott Hall is having the time of his life. And in fact, when Malice finally goes to the corner and basically collapses, Razor just reaches his hands out and shakes Apollo's hand. Like, it's been a pleasure beating people up with you. Chris Harris, the future Wildcat Chris Harris, is 16. He just attacks everybody. And like at the same time he comes in, the Vampire Warrior hits the
Yeah,
ring.
Gangrel's in the ring, and they didn't announce that guy either.
No, I didn't think he
I
was in the match.
presume he was an official entrant, but the announcers go, I think Gangrel jumped the gun. I'm like, why the fuck would you jump the gun in a battle royal?
That'd be stupid.
The point is to wait as long as you fucking can.
Yeah.
But he jumped the gun for some reason.
Well, I think he was in hindsight. I think he was the guy who was supposed to come out when Toby Keith did.
I see. Is
So
that
he
what happened?
waited until like the last second. Devon Storm is
Dangerous.
Devon Storm. I guess he would be 19 then.
Former Crowbar.
No, he'd be 17. Former Crowbar. So at this point, all the young guys decide to have a chop contest. There's Chris Harris and Crowbar and Malice and Apollo, and they're all just chopping each other as hard as they can. And Gangrel and Razor Ramon are in the corner standing there laughing at these idiots. I laughed really hard at that point. Steve Corino is 18. He's trying to do some spot with a double team, and he hits the ropes. As he's coming off the ropes, Scott Hall punches him. But damn it, Corino's got a spot to do, so he doesn't even slow down and goes on to finish this double team. And then the last two guys to come in are, in fact, Ken Shamrock, the world's most dangerous man, and Brian Christopher.
Hey, they saw these two guys as stars.
They did.
And I was watching this, I realized, Ken Shamrock and Filthy Tom followed the same path. They started as professional wrestlers that no one really ever heard of. They became big stars as MMA fighters, and then they went back to pro wrestling.
That's true.
I never realized the parallels here.
That's quite true.
And many, many drugs in their youth. I think it would be... Then Brian Christopher's in.
Well, okay. So it's funny because Brian Christopher is running wild. Like, as weird as it was to watch Jeff Jarrett play Diesel, now I'm watching Brian Christopher play Undertaker, essentially, or somebody who cleared the ring really quickly. Kane, sure. And he jumps out Steve Corino. I'm wondering why is, as he called himself, the G Master, getting this kind of push. And suddenly he's laid out, and the match stops. And the other four guys stare at him and say, we all hate this fucker. And they just watch as Shamrock throws him out. So our final four is Ken Shamrock, Apollo, Malice, and Scott Hall, which very quickly becomes a final two of Ken Shamrock.
Before you get to that, they have these 4 men in the ring, and the announcer goes, one of these men will be the new NWA World Heavyweight Champion. And I knew it was Shamrock, but I'm looking at the other guys, I'm like, okay, so it's got to be Scott Hall. Like, it's got to come down to Shamrock and Scott Hall. And all of a sudden, Scott Hall is thrown out of the fucking ring.
Yes.
And it is Ken Shamrock versus the fucking Wall.
Yes. For the World Heavyweight Championship.
Ken Shamrock versus the Wall? And it wasn't good.
Really?
No.
I enjoyed Ken Shamrock.
It
versus
was all
Malice.
right.
I did not.
All right, I'm
But
alone.
I mean, it's like, fuck, dude. Listen, I get, you want to make a new star or whatever, or you want to do this or that. But, like, Ken Shamrock is going to win the NWA title. This is an important match. Like, get him in there with a big fucking name. So you got a big main event with two big stars, two famous guys, two big names that fight for that title. Instead, it's the Wall. Nobody thought that Malice had a chance of winning. And then they did a fucking spot where there was a good spot. It started good. Malice goes for a choke slam, and Shamrock turns into a flying armbar.
Awesome.
Puts him in a straight armbar on the mat, and brother's selling, and he's selling, and he finally gets the ropes and breaks it, and he starts beating on the guy. Not selling his arm at all from that point forward. And then Shamrock puts him in the ankle lock. Guy gets the ropes. Shamrock pulls him back to the middle of the ring, and then I think it was the Ferrara bar people. He goes, "That's illegal." And like, that is illegal. What the fuck's up with this referee? And this referee's just shitty. And then Shamrock's yelling at the referee. And then, it just was shitty. And then finally, Shamrock hit the belly-to-belly and pinned him. That was a steamboat.
Yes.
God.
There was a point
What was he doing?
where Shamrock kept doing these submissions, and Malice had a long struggle to get the ropes. And Steamboat starts counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And finally, Shamrock lets go, and they argued. That was not good. I'll be honest. That was not good. This was not Ricky Steamboat's best show that I ever saw. So, apparently only one. I enjoyed Malice being a giant throwing power moves and Shamrock countering the submissions all the time. But in the end, Malice tries one more goozle, but Shamrock just turns into a belly and gets the pin. And I'll say this about Malice. Clearly, they were impressed with what Malice could do, the former Wall, because he got the cane push in this. He was the one who hit the ring and eliminated everybody. Lasted to the very end as an upset and survived many submissions and to get the ropes and escape over and over and over again before finally being beaten. Like, clearly they had plans for him. I thought he looked really good out there. And in hindsight, he died alone in a Japanese hotel room 18 months later.
Oh, that sucks.
That sucks. That was very depressing. Ferreira calls him the Wall. Has this stupid line about how fighting these two is like being in the Special Olympics. I don't know. Why did they bring him back?
And he starts the fucking joke. And then, he gets to the part about the Special Olympics, and Mike Tenay just turns it and looks at me and goes, I don't even know what he said. But
that's your response?
He was disgusted.
Yeah.
And Ferrara stops, and then he kind of starts up again. Like, he can't even remember the fucking punchline. And it's like, maybe don't say the punchline, you fucking moron. But he powered through, goddammit, and he got it out there. And I was like, I can't believe that fucking
Tenay didn't kill him.
Punch you in
he
the
was
face.
So irritated.
Not giving it up, this is my home, once it's my own. So I'll take it now. I'm an animal, and yeah, I'm on one. Coming through tonight to bang the war drum. Gotta make it count this time. Sick of running through life over landmines. No fear, no one can bring me down. No way, no how I figured it out. Been pushed around, but I won't stop now. Not giving it up, this is my zone. Once it's my own, so I'll take it now. Not giving it up, I'll name my bones. I break my soul if I hit the ground. Fill my lungs with air, 'cause my heart don't care. Yeah, I'm still breathing now. Not giving it up, this is my home. Once it's my own. Not giving it up.
And things have seemingly gotten out of hand backstage.
No time to wait for a bell to ring. This thing's disintegrating into a backstage brawl.
Impressive reversal there. Neck breaker. With the counter. Each superstar trying to stay a step ahead. Drop kick hits the mark.
Need to will come out of nowhere.
Dodges right to the gut.
Cheat from like southern in the air.
She manages to get control.
So let it be, oh let it be, says holy faith.
Now this is the kind of match where you can really push the bounds of damage you can inflict. I'm not saying that a no disqualification match should mean carte blanche to do whatever you want to someone, but it does provide an opening to be creative in your offense. So be creative.
Conscience is swimming to the air. Back to back. Can't now let anyone do it again. Back to back. I
love this. Here we go. The Giants win. Yes.
She was clearly waiting for that. Well, how did he go?
You're clear of that. Oh, what a kick. She anticipated that one. Reciprocating the initial reversal.
back and forth from these competitors. Going up high with the punch. Jarring impact. Oh, man. Boom. Expected that one. Catches the leg. Sequence of reversals there. Right across the face. Oh my God, that's gotta hurt. Stopping. Arm is grapevine. Trying to step through. Here it comes. And now looking to get it locked in. This won't win the match. Oh, really targeting back on the knee. And she's able to roll back on her spine and get out of it. Ooh, stiff punch. Picture perfect drop kick. Ooh. You saw it coming. Foot to the gut. Kick gets caught. Counter after counter. Oh, man, right to the arm. Hyperextend your elbow. A striking blow. Great counter. Close fist connects. Both superstars showing great awareness of their opponent's repertoire. And respond to the counter of their own. Here it is. Boom. Scorpion death drop. Crucial moment. Boom. A knee strike. Nobody doubted he is true of purpose. Fireman's carry. Backbreaker. Pretty sure I invented that move. She flips it back on her. What a sidewalk slam. Moved at the right time. Oh, looking to torture their opponent. Oh, this isn't gonna be good. Give me a break, damn. Just wanna get back to that again. Lazy down. What a heavy day. Oh. And she dodged that one nicely. Boom! What a drop kick. On the mark. Oh, man. Boom! Able to parry that one. Catches a punch. Oh, what a counter. Oh, that backfired on her. Skull rattling. Oh! Ooh! Ooh! She did her homework there. Right across the face. Legs caught. Bang! Turning the tables. Oh, what a wind-up. Oh boy, German suplex released. Right in the mouth, relentless. Enough already. Standing moonsault. There's no looking. A roller coaster, crucifix, nails it. Punch, he turns it around. What a punch. Stiff kick. Oh, European uppercut. Oh, and a reversal. Looking for something big here. This'll do it. Up and sit out. Broken arrow. Spinning around. Power bomb. Bang! Ooh. Dodges the attack just a smidge quicker. Finds the advantage. after a string of counters.
She scores big with the counter.
These two showing how well scouted they each are.
Absolutely brutal. Ruthless.
Spinning kick to the gut.
Fireman's carry. Backbreaker. Pretty sure I invented that move. Caught the leg. Caught into a dragon screw. Game changer. So much damage inflicted. Oh, and she got out of there. Right hook. Great counter.
And responds with a counter of their own. Great job refocusing to reverse that.
Neck breaker.
Oh, what a DDT! Uh-oh, here it is.
Style splash. Good night.
Able to avoid any harm there.
Catches the kick.
Back and forth from these competitors.
And the official calls it clearly. They cannot fight any
Yankees the
longer.
Bucks.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from New York City, the Spider.
Matches like these, with talent of this caliber, this is why sports entertainment is an art form.
A woman meant for the highlight reel. She plans on even more excitement tonight.
And from the old country, Case T. Flores. Now this is a superstar who can breathe new life into this crowd. They were already alive, Cole. Now the superstar's going to do anything to change that into being more alive.
Yeah, Corey, but the fearless and daring behavior we see from this superstar brings the WWE Universe to an entirely new level. She's been training for this match for quite a while, and she plans on making a statement here tonight.
And coming into this matchup, there's been a fire burrowing inside of this superstar.
Well, she certainly has the look of someone that's tired of being taken lightly, angry at the disrespect she's been shown.
She'll be looking to take out all that anger throughout the course of this match. Which, hold on, she can be looking for a submission move here. Got it turned over, the Boston Crab. Oh, here's the arrow cover. She gets a quick kick out.
You don't get paid by the hour, so nothing wrong with trying to wrap things up.
connects, and now she's getting routed. She's been pushed into a bad spot for sure. Suplex. Very nice. Did you hear that impact? Going to the breaker. Knee drop. Right in the mouth. these ladies in action. Here is your winner, the Spider. This was a truly spectacular win.
We are looking at the textbook definition of a winner right now, and you can bet she is about to let everyone in the locker room know just that.
to summon all of her strength. Oh, wow. Inverted power slam to the arm. Up and around we go. She's feeling it, and the WWE Universe is feeling it too. Standing shooting star. That's incredible.
spot here at the commentary table, I have wanted to call this match. I cannot wait to finally do it.
Such an incredible journey for this woman, but she knows a win tonight will take her even further.
From Tokyo, Japan, Mick Suzuki. The WWE Universe is on their feet for this superstar.
They are ready for unapologetic high-intensity action.
I would be shocked if we saw apologetic in-ring action of any sort, Byron.
One of the most anticipated matches we've had in quite some time. And this woman is the reason why.
What type of approach does a superstar need in order to win a matchup like this, Corey? It's important to remember that you can't win a match like this on emotion alone. You have to devise a plan and execute.
Most likely to say, we've seen superstars embrace a new sadistic level of barbaric behavior.
I agree, Byron, and it's all out of necessity. Hoisted up. As we all know, Hell in a Cell matches tend to deteriorate once the competitors leave the confines of the ring. No counter. He takes this fight to the floor. Ooh, she just turned it around. All right, she's back in, ready to go.
There are so many iconic names attached to this sort of match. Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, Big Boss Man, Triple H, Rikishi, The Rock. I can go on and on and on.
This could do it.
Not even close to down out at this point.
Whatever's playing here can't be good. Get out of the way.
Great awareness as she proves to be too quick. She's
submission.
I don't know if it's mercy or if it's someone who's not done playing with their prayer. Somebody do something about this.
Is anybody going to do Saxton? He's up there trying to kill him. And she lets her free.
But the damage was certainly done, Michael.
And for some reason, she lets go of the hold. Could have just been a tease of the potential agony that's yet to come. Gladiators who are putting life and limb on the line right now. Check that This won't win the match, but it's one way to inflict a great deal of punishment on an opponent. Perhaps thinking something else here.
Not sure why, though, Michael. She seemed to have a little sense in.
Oh, they didn't go and plan there. The power, the strength, and now just pressing.
That is something else. This is beyond dangerous. This is more than reckless. No one should be up there, let alone performing these maneuvers.
No. This is bad. This is bad.
Is she moving?
God. Oh, God. This could be over. It's the Dragon Sleeper. This would be an amazing upset. Can she get her to tap out? And the resiliency to win this one.
Let's take another look at these women in action.
Here is your winner, Mick Suzuki. Just an unbelievable win here after everything that was thrown at them.
Talk about resilience. Talk about endurance.
Really, talk about stubbornness. It certainly paid off here tonight, but who knows if that'll be the case next time around.
back, sit still, relax, just chill. If you wanna see another season, watch your tail and don't give me a reason. If it goes fast, call it bad luck. Dressed in all black, about to act up. You see this drip, I'm of a different breed. And if I fall, I'm landing on my feet. If it goes fast, call it bad luck. Dressed in all black, about to act up. Greatest of all time, no cap, I ain't lie. Y'all could fight it out while I'm chillin'. I run the game, yes, facts. I'm an animal. Million skulls is here and relax, keep it calico. Brought the catnip, so where the party at? Ain't got no time for haters and copycats. Yeah, I'm not stressed, I do my best. I got my lives, I always leave without a splash. I keep it clean.
And this is a woman that has had a lot of buzz around her. A lot of people wondering if the hype around her is warranted. This is now her opportunity to take the fight.
Sweat fest, that's the best. We got the quickest triggers in the whole Wild West. We got sweats and deaders taking those on bets. Ain't no telling who the upper hand gets. We got pancakes. We got a whole stack of trouble when the action breaks. We got gunfights every night. We got butter plate specials that'll treat you right. Come on down, rip some money. Just going on up to surfing nightly. Yeah, 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 yeah. Come on down. Come on down to the butter barn. Come on down. Come on down to the butter barn. Got buckets of bacon and stacks of jacks. Jugs of maple, you can throw it on back. Kick it back in front of the fire. Take a load off to your heart's desire. Got a cannon up front, one out back. We got home style cooking, and that's a fact. Check the board for what's on tap. We got the best dang slurp on the whole dang map. I'm the truck, come on down. We got the best food in the soul dang town. Yeah, 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 yeah. Come on down. Come on down to the butter barn. Come on down. Come on down to the butter barn. Come on down to the butter
determination to come out on top. What a competitor.
街を彩るけど最後の時なのと風が教えてくれた季節は巡るから心配はいらないとあの時横切った月が照らしてくれたいつも同じ涙ばかり流し続けるなくさなければ気づかないからただ一つ願いが叶うのなら昨日の自分にさようなら変わらない想いがあるのならばいつか桜の下で
Mamma mia!